you know.
Here we go. Looks like we're back. Ta-da!
You know what they say, shit happens.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. Always at the wrong time too, hey? Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are we here? Okay, well, I guess we were about to ask people if they had
Oh,
any questions. All right, anyone got questions? Let's go to the comment section.
yeah.
Uh
Do we have anyone in the comment section still?
oh boy. That's hilarious.
Uh,
Okay. Well, we have two people in the house now. That's probably me and you. Oh my
uh,
gosh. Oh, bro, we do this shit good, man.
oh, well, we tried.
Entertaining at the very least, hey?
Hey, we'll be able to do this show again from scratch, right? Uh,
Hey, I get the first comment. Oh, oh boy.
okay, yeah.
This is funny. That's okay. All right. So, well, as it is, let's go back over the list one more time for those who are just going to catch us now. No biggie. So, what we have here, of course, is the new releases from AutoWorld. From anybody who's just joining us, for anybody who's just joining us, I want to thank you. For those of you who were with us before we got bumped, well, I appreciate that muchly. And if you're back, well, thank you very much. If not, well, you've caught the gist of it, anyways. Maybe I don't know. Maybe check this out. So here we go. Let's have a look at it again. Technical difficulties. That's where the world lives these days. So let's do this. Just got to figure out which one it is. There we go. All right. So, oof, Jesus. Ah, okay. There we go. So what we have here is the new releases from AutoWorld. Here we have
The title is still up on the middle of the screen there, Dan.
what title?
The title page for the stream.
How about now?
Yeah, it's still there.
I can't. Where are we here? Try getting rid of that one. No, 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 no.
There you go.
Okay.
I got a
Awesome.
fan. Look.
So, of course, we have the cars came in sets of 8. There are 3 sets of 8, and we're currently going through uh, the cars in all 3 of those sets, and we're going to talk a little bit about which cars are which and what will be available. So, for everybody who's here now, I want to thank you, and for everybody who was here, I also want to thank you. So we'll have a look at the cars first, and then we'll talk about them. Get a little tune going. And anybody who has questions or interested to know anything about any of these cars, feel free, throw her up. I know these cars haven't been put out there yet, so these are the first go around of any.
Okay, now the chat's no longer available. It says the event is over.
Yeah, you got to go to the news stream now.
Thought it was in the news stream. Okay, so I'm not in the news stream. Okay. That just figures. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you can barely see that car. I got to move that down. There we go.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's not the new one. Okay, hold on. Oh boy.
Right. Look at this comment. This is absolutely correct, Dennis. Me and Robert were laughing about this, man. These are like these these are the drawings they're using to make the cars. It's kind of funny. And if you look at how they've drawn the wheels on some of these cars, it's look at the top two cars on this picture, for instance. Oh, look at the light blue car on the right side, third down. Yeah. So yeah, we already had a good giggle about that one. That is funny shit stuff. So we're just gonna go through them one more time quickly, and then we'll start talking about them a little bit. Anybody, if you have questions, throw her up in the comment box, and we'll get to you as soon as possible. Get to you. We'll get to you as soon as possible. Well, we're here, so I guess that's as possibly as soon as it could be.
Oh, there's 4 people. Cool.
4 people. Well, 4 people found us again. So we'll hang tight a little more minute. We'll thank them. A little cheer in there. And well, through the magic of television, you found us.
I don't know why I just didn't say this to Dennis. I think someone likes large tires.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about these cars. I guess while we're here, that's what we're doing. First off, let's start by saying it does appear that Pro Tinker Toys may be doing some exclusives with Slot Car Depot. We're just waiting to see how that's going to work out for now. If that does work out, that should be good. That should get Brian essentially what he needs. And that should allow Gene at Slot Car Depot to maybe increase inventory sales. I'm not exactly sure what they're working on together, but I can't see anything being bad. That's for sure. Oh, speaking of bad, yeah, we're working. We'd like to see the Badman become available if that were a case. So maybe
Well, there are some available at the website now.
yeah, $70 though. That's not a $70 car. That's a $55 car.
Well,
I'm assuming that if he had his palette of Badman in his shop, he may not be selling them for $70, but that's not my choice. I only review what I know and talk about what I know. Yeah, so it's a pretty good lineup of cars. I mean, they're not bad. There are some problems with these really cheesy drawings, but gives us a good look at what's coming. And like I said, don't get overly excited about seeing these cars right away, because like the best AutoWorld is willing to do right now is before the end of the year. So
I'm very curious about what this rumor of AutoWorld retooling is all about.
right. So in month 7 of AutoWorld getting no more slot cars, or no slot cars available, they responded to a viewer by saying they were taking time to do retooling. A whole entire year. Because if they do not put a car out until the end of the year, that could be almost a whole entire year before they put out a slot car that's new, not one that's been out and just repackaged in a different way. I'm talking about a new slot car.
Well, everything in these upcoming releases are old molds. I mean, there's nothing new there. There's just a bunch of new paint schemes,
Right.
as usual. But
If you look, also, these are molds that haven't been used very much. It seems to me like these were sitting in AutoWorld's inventory, and they want to see which ones they're going to sell and which ones they're not. If you ask me, that is possibly what's going on here. My guess is AutoWorld might be starting to put out a whole bunch of shells they have and seeing which ones people bite on, because they can't keep dumping like cars and coffee. They can't keep dumping 12 cars onto the scene and only six of them get sold. You just can't do that. So this is the reason why AutoWorld's losing lots of money, because they're printing cars they're not getting full value for. When you buy a car from Hobby Lobby for $9.99 on the shelf, chances are they've not, whatever that price is, that's could be their break-even price.
well, the 9.99, that's for the pit kits, I believe.
Pit kits. Oh, right, $19.99. Pardon me.
It's 19.99.
$19.99. So they're making some, if not very little profit, and they're having to hold on to these cars. I explained the scenario about how AutoWorld only sells a box 12 at a time, and of course usually there's only 6 to 8 good cars in there, and the other cars get left on the shelf, which means when Hobby Lobby or whoever goes to reorder, and I use Hobby Lobby, I shouldn't even say their name. I don't buy anything from them. They don't pay me anything. But when you see those cars on the shelf like that, it's because the other good cars have already sold. And that trips them up, because now they're stuck with the 6 cars and they have to reorder, meaning they're going to probably be stuck with those same 6 cars again. So that's how that kind of thing works. All right, so we've almost got around to the start again of the pictures. As soon as maybe we'll stop it when we get to the Ram Chargers. For some reason, I didn't take single pics to the Ram Chargers. I don't know why they're not in here. But we do
I
have.
do like that 55 with the white flames there.
This is nice, hey? Oh. Raul's at Conquest Racing is selling some slot cars on eBay.
Yeah, Dennis, that's a different paint job. You don't get that on a Daytona every day. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, does look good.
I like the gray with the black band too. That's actually nice too. Like both those Daytonas.
All right, so
I gotta say, out of all those cars there, it's still the same two cars that I always liked, like the 57 Chevys, the 55 Chevys, the Daytona,
Yeah.
the Datsuns. I mean, they're just like the popular cars.
you see, it really in this selection, it really feels to me like they're feeling out the market right now.
Yeah.
Because there's a selection of stuff that they've had out before and they've just repainted.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
All
I
of
mean,
this is repaints. The Super 3s, repaints.
except for last year, that's pretty well all we've had, right?
Right.
I mean, I like those F100s. Those two trucks are pretty sweet.
Yeah, the trucks do look really nice.
That's a nice looking Mustang there. I can't argue with that.
And this one as well.
But that one even nicer because it doesn't have a freaking number on the door.
Right.
A little touchy about meatball numbers on car doors all the time.
Well, it does make them go faster, though.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, though. Do they bounce better? I don't know.
Yeah, right? Oh, here's their F1. This is, of course, going to be a Super 3.
Yeah.
Interesting how they did this body. See, this body's too long as well, because if they the front wheels aren't actually part of the Super 3 chassis. They're part of the shell of the car, which is obviously makes it too long. Man, this 240 should look pretty good.
Yeah, that's a nice looking car. Although with gray wheels, it could have used a nice set of chrome wheels. I mean, I'm just saying.
Right. Oh, and here we are with the very light blue. I remember that one. Very light blue Samba bus, 69.
Welcome back, Doug.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Doug. I don't know what happened, bro. I hit a button and then it just started syncing something, and I'm like, uh-oh. And then that was pretty much it. So, sorry, brother. Yeah, I hate that because you lose almost all your crowd there, and then you probably won't get them back. But that's okay. We're here for the people who want to be here. Yeah! All right, so here we're looking at AutoWorld's repaint of a completely old selection of vehicles, which I personally believe AutoWorld might be testing the waters to see which cars they're going to do and which cars they're not going to do. And I do believe this would definitely be a to-do. This car would be on an extraction chassis. This is the 240Z Orange. I actually think this car will look really nice. This car will look really nice too. Of course, this is the Daytona. I believe they're calling this gray and black. Gray with the black strip. This is the 69 Charger Daytona. Nice looking car.
Okay, by the way, Dad, those descriptions of what they look like are my descriptions of them. There is no official color scheme of
right
yet that
but
I
that's,
know of.
That's what we're calling it. So if AutoWorld has a problem, you know where to find me. All right. So here we got the...
I like that too. I like the color scheme of that.
Right? I like this. This looks nice. This looks good. Check Carrera slot cars in Minnesota. They have a few different ones if you're just trying to look for replacement, or if you're looking to up something, there's tons of places. Yeah, this car would look nice. It's going to be a T-Jet. This will be a extraction.
Not so sure I like the message at the side of that one.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. What?
That like you're a sucker for buying this car or what?
Very well, but that sucker didn't need to be there. It could have been anything else or nothing. The 427 made that car look good in itself, that decal. This car looks nice. This car will look good.
I did a good job switching it around, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a very nice paint job. I mean, not fussy about the black top on it, but it's a nice paint job. It's something different, which is something you hardly ever get on the Daytona.
Right.
You know, unless it's an actual race car. Right?
This is interesting that they decided to put the yellow glass in that car.
Yeah. I like the way the paint job is done on that, though.
It doesn't... Oh, yeah. Yeah, here's another... what's this? 429 Boss.
Yeah.
Here's another GS. A Buick
couple of that.
Really, who asked for this car? I need to hear from one person that said, I would have really liked the GS. Seriously.
I mean,
this is why I think they're fishing. This is why I think AutoWorld is fishing. Because how would that car make them money compared to this car?
Well, you know, there's not as large a fan base for a Buick GS as there would be for maybe a GTO or a Corvette or a GT40, right? For sure. But
oh yeah. Oh, here we go. There's the 100s. They're nice looking trucks. They'll be on 4 gears, and same with the Ram Charger. They'll be on 4 gears as well, and the top 2 cars will be 3 gears, Super 3s.
The Ram Charger cars are great looking.
Yeah.
The trucks are great looking. I like the Mustangs there. Really, the F1 cars leave a little bit to be desired, but other than that,
They do. It's like
that's
I
a pretty
said,
nice release.
there's the Ram Charger. That's what it'll look like, of course, in the package. But let me move that out of the way. There you go. Right on. Yeah, see this, what's happening with this car here is the Super 3 chassis only goes to just behind the front wheels, and then you literally have to take the front wheels off the Super 3 chassis. And this car is actually, the front wheels are attached to the shell, not to the chassis. And at 240, I don't know why they picked this color. Like I said, it really feels to me through this selection of cars that they're feeling out the crowd. Right.
Dennis is saying they should customize the Novas more. It's true enough. Usually there's just a single paint job or some color with a black vinyl top. I mean, how exciting is that?
Not.
Not at all.
It's literally not. And this is, it's a shame that they'd even waste their time here. Like, AutoWorld, please. I really need the Buick GS. Oh, my life will just end if I don't have this car. This car is the most plainest, boringest car ever. Why don't we put another 10 colors on it and we'll release those too? Why don't they put 10 colors on this car? The 240, right? 240Z. People would love to see this car. We need some labeling on the tires, but people would love this car. Just like this car. This car is nice. This car will look really good when it comes out.
Yeah, for once they got the wheel color right on it, at least.
Right? Yeah, that is a good point. Assuming that they're going to go with these style of rims or colors, that kind of thing. Really, all we can look forward to is the car itself and not the color pattern of the wheels. Not sure. Could be anything. But at least they're not AFX where they're putting these dumpy gray mags on really nice cars. Shameful. But that is what they do.
Some of the mags, the actual build of the mags is really nice. They just look so crappy in the dull gray, right?
Right.
The actual wheels themselves look really nice.
Here's a good example, right? Here's silver mags. You can see how shiny they are. They look nice. They're the 5-spoke, okay? Here we are, the black mags from the red Mustang with lettered tires.
Nice.
Okay. And here we are, dumpy gray. Okay, in case you're wondering, oh, they look silver. Here, this is what silver looks like.
Yeah.
So why AFX keeps putting these dumpy gray mags on nice cars is kind of disheartening, because they should know better by now. But yet they keep...
Saves a couple bucks on paint and a few minutes production time, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to make sense to me why they would float that out there. They have such a great repertoire of nice looking rims. Here's the rims from the horsepower shootout car.
Yeah.
Nice rims, great design on them. They've taken the time to do it, right? Here's the red Mustang, the one I was just saying, has the special black rims, right? Same, I put them on this white car. The same rims from this car are on this car. That's why it looks so cool. But it's all about preference and how you want things to look in your own stable, if you will. Myself, I like the racy look. I like the cars to look fast, and it's the little things that usually come to make the big difference. uh, an extra stronger magnet. I can tell you right now, on all AFX cars, a level 42 magnet is a must on every single AFX car that you're going to run on your track. You can go 52, but definitely go 42. Your experience will change, no question about it. Yeah, so here we are having a look at the Ram Chargers again. I really do like how they look, but as we could see here, you're only seeing Ram Chargers. There's no more Snake and Mongoose. AutoWorld does not have the licensing for Snake and Mongoose anymore, and certainly Hot Wheels. So that'll be over. You will not see any more Hot Wheels slot cars, and you certainly will not see any more of that style of Snake and Mongoose cars, because AutoWorld doesn't have the rights to use those anymore. So that's why they can use Ram Charger, because Ram Charger is technically not part of that. So that's why they're doing.
At the risk of repeating myself, as I always do, I still like to see more Pro Stock cars.
Yes.
There's so many they could be doing.
Well, the last Pro Stock cars we got were Grumpy James and
Dino Don.
Yeah, and Dino Don. I know they're both upstairs. So
and those are actually those are like tribute cars. They're not actually cars that those two guys raced. So
right.
I mean, it's kind of nice to have a tribute car, but it's still kind of. I'd rather have one of the cars that Dino Don raced or that Grumpy raced.
Right.
You know.
They should have done that, but can they do that if they don't have the rights to it though?
Well, they've produced the Grumpy cars before, like they're just Camaros, right?
Right.
But I have it on my wish list for sure. I can't afford to buy them at the prices they're selling right now. So if they come out with another release of them, I'll be very happy.
But, yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, otherwise you're paying, $80 US for it, right? Or more, which is, as you know, for us Canadians, it's what, 130, 110 bucks maybe, something like that.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Di. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, it's right. I don't know if you caught where I was just saying, well, who wanted the 1970 Buick GS? Really? Seriously? Ugh. And I guess you could say the same about the B-Dub bus. It seems to me more like that would be like a collector kind of thing. I don't do collecting anymore. I race everything I buy. Being a collector doesn't work in HO for me. So
well, let's face it, everybody likes different things. I mean, that's why they put out kind of a variety of cars, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Those of us who are a little more into the performance vehicles kind of appreciate them a lot more than just standard grocery getters, right?
Right. Yeah, see, Sucker doesn't need to be there. Anything could be there except for Sucker. That just doesn't feel right. It could even be nothing. It would look good with just a 427 decal there, like that.
Could have had a big white maple leaf on the side there.
Oh, yeah, right? Good. Yeah, Should. Yeah, this car looks nice.
I like that paint scheme. That's kind of nice. It's something different finally for a change, right? And this one too.
This car looks nice too. But what's going to happen is AutoWorld's now going to start doing the 55s with colored windshields and every paint scheme under the sun with the colored windshields.
Yeah, well, what do we call it now? Okay, let me just check my notes here because
Oh, here's another beautiful GS. Oh yeah, fantastic.
yeah. So the HO Addicts Garage they put out a Bad Man 55 Bad Man, which has red windows, and the
Slow.
tune by says where it says tune by on the door, it says Slot Car Addicts, right?
Oh yeah.
As opposed to the one Brian put out, Pro Tinker put out, that has clear windows, and I can't remember what it says. I can't read what it says either because there's not enough light in here. But it has a different name for the mechanics or whatever. So
Yeah, I think the world has seen enough of the 55, but people the reason why I say I've been saying it for a while now, HO has become a bit of a cash grab right now. And the reason why I say that is because nobody's spending money on tech or improving the track in itself. Everyone's just printing cars. And the reason why I say it's a cash grab is because they've had to do absolutely nothing. The models are already made, the uh, the the dies are already casted, and all they literally need to do is just paint the car a different color. um, and they just keep going like this is an actual thing. The problem is HO has an extremely large. The age of the HO crowd is older, and all of these older people grew up around the 55s and the 57s, whereas people like myself, the 55 and the 57 was a few years before me, and it never interested me at all. Now, for me, my interest is more of the like the Charger, or the Super B kind of thing.
so I'm pretty sure you have a large collection of Ford GTs, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, of course. There's the Ford GTs, right? Those. That's because,
So
like I
so
always
that
say,
that's your generation's equivalent to say the 55
correct.
Chevys or the I don't know what
Now the problem with that is keep pumping out 55s is we're trying to get the younger crowd involved in HO slot cars, but when we keep pumping out 55s, like that's all people want, then that's all we're gonna get. So when people are wondering why HO is at a stale point, this is the reason. The newer generation has no interest in a 55 anything.
well, they don't know anything about it really.
Right, no interest in it.
So why would
Uh,
they be interested in it, right?
they would be interested in the here we are, orange 240, an orange 260, an orange 280, an orange 320, an orange 300. All Z's, any of them would be fine. But here we have the 260, which looks fabulous, looks good. And here we go, the car I was just talking about. This car is more
Slot Car
right.
League of Champions has joined us.
Hey, Slot Car League of Champions. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for catching us on our second go around this morning. I appreciate it. Right. 50 stuff is cold, definitely. And the problem is HO is stalling. I'll tell you why. First off, the pricing has put kids out of the market. There's no way now a kid can possibly spend his birthday money and buy a slot anything. It's just not going to happen. It's too much. Um, I'll
Well,
tell you
if he
who's
does
buying
it,
slot car sets. Adults are buying slot car sets, and you know
if
who
he
the
does
adults?
manage, if he does manage to buy himself a car, it's going to take all of his birthday money to do it. I'll tell you that.
Right, and that's assuming they already have a track, he or she, and so this is the reason why I'm saying that something has to happen. Now, for larger scale, uh, this a company called Lighthawk. They're a Canadian company. They've actually produced a 143 version, which you can drive your HO cars on, and it's appropriately priced. They're a Canadian company. They sell their slot sets in Canadian Tire. Fantastic, and they got a really good lineup of cars. If you're looking for something a little different,
What the cars are about $12 or something.
$12 each. That's right. Yeah. And they only run 4 watts, so you can run a whole bunch of them if you want. 4 watts is the right number. Of course, you'll have to dial down your AFX power pack to 8 amps. Or, pardon me, 8 watts. Pardon me, 8 amps. Holy smokes, 8 amps. Yo! All right. Yeah, so getting people in HO is a little difficult. Plus, HO hasn't really put any effort into it either. AutoWorld and AFX have put very little effort into, making the tracks seem inviting for kids. Just showing a kid on a picture holding a controller is not enough. If you look at Carrera Go, man, Carrera's done an absolutely fantastic job of pulling kids in and keeping them with their evolving sets. AFX and AutoWorld are lagging big time. AutoWorld stopped producing their 4-lane wireless sets. So if you own one of those with the wireless controllers, I'm really sorry. And let me tell you why. You bought a set with wireless controllers where the batteries can't be changed, and the batteries will stop recharging. There's no possible way you can get around that. So what was AutoWorld's response? Oh, they just stopped selling them. So they're not going to have to warranty the controllers, and sold them all to, well, if you're looking for one, Brian Young has them at ProTinkerToys.com. He went and bought them all. I don't know how he's going to manage to warranty all those controllers, but if you ask me, it wasn't a really smart move. But I don't have the business. I don't have a slot car business that's failing, so I don't know. He needs to start moving forward with what he has available to him, and I don't know. Yeah. So anyways, these cars will be available before the end of the year. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Hopefully it'll be out before the end of the year. Maybe we're looking at. Yeah, that's just it, Philip. It's and thanks for joining us this morning. Welcome. That is well, you can see behind me here what I'm sitting in front of right now, and that's the largest Carrera track that I could possibly build in my house. To go next to a 10 by 13 HO track that I don't use much anymore. I use it more. I use it more just to race and to make videos. My Carrera has everything that I've always wanted from my HO track and could never deliver. So HO has done nothing to improve their tracks since 1964. They made one small improvement, which gave a little bit more spacing, but that's the spacing we're at today, and you can see that clearly doesn't work. Right. See? Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Keith. I appreciate it, brother. You're absolutely correct. AutoWorld is catering to the hobbyists, and there's no money selling to hobbyists because they're not the ones buying multiple cars. They're buying what they need for their collection, and that's it. So that's the whole scenario with that. But yeah, very true statement, Keith. Absolutely correct. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Yeah, it's the ability for people to pick up these HO cars that are so obscure that I really think that's what AutoWorld's been holding on to. But I also think it's what's helping sink AutoWorld's ship when it comes to, or round two, when it comes to slot cars, because they're having to push out lots of cars that aren't being sold. Right. When you look at a large scale car, right, it's all about what you're interested in. Now, of course, this cost me $80 delivered to my house, and this cost me $160 delivered to my house. So it's all about what you want, what makes what makes you smile at the end of the day. And for me, I have the 10x13 HO track and the I guess it's about 9x22 Carrera track. So I step in front of whatever kind of mood I'm feeling that day.
Excuse me.
All right. Hey, Mark, thanks for joining us, brother. I'll be putting that car on the track tomorrow. Wait a sec. Today is Friday, right? No, today's... What day is it today? Oh my gosh. All right, so tomorrow is... the family racing is on Sunday, so I'll be putting the GT to the test on Sunday. I gotta grab something, Robert. Take the helm for a sec.
Oh, sure can. Yeah. What are we going to talk about, guys? Mark, good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. I've been watching some of your videos. Good stuff as usual. Done some nice builds lately. I don't know. So, well, yeah, AutoWorld's, yeah, they're putting out the same old cars. I mean, it's sad but true. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Right.
They did give us some new molds last year. I mean, they, quite frankly, they gave us quite a few, considering the number that they put out since like 2002 or whatever. They didn't put out anything.
Right.
As far as new molds go, and last year, what they put out, probably 5 or 6 new molds.
Yeah.
Mind you, those were new molds of old cars, right? No new car molds. But
the only real new car mold was the police car Challenger.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, Challenger, right? Which looks like a 4x4. I think Kenton's made note of that. Who I just noticed is in the room today. Let me see. I'm following way behind now. All right. So what do we got? Oh, geez. Did I just miss the whole time here? Yeah. Okay. So Cutlass. Okay.
Is that the purple and black bus? No drama.
The what?
Oh, I was just talking to No Drama, and he says he may have to get the bus.
Oh,
I'm just wondering which bus he's talking about.
Curvy, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a sweet bus. I'm not a big bus fan, but I'm pretty tempted to get that.
Right. Joe, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Yeah, well, that's one of the upsides about the large scale, a little more controllable, especially if you have Carrera Digital. You have the option, you can tone the speed down on the car individually, on all the cars individually. So if you have little kids playing and you don't want them running them off the track all the time, that's a good way to go about doing it. Oh, just found Mark. Mark, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. Here's Kenton. Kenton, brother, thanks for joining us. Yeah, they sure are stuck in the 60s, man. Holy cannoli. Um, yeah. That guy last night on your show, your Mike, what is it, live Mike show. Absolutely fantastic track he had going on there. Pretty impressive. Awesome. I would agree with Keith. And Keith says, I've noticed most HO hobbyists are purely collectors with maybe a simple track, except true racers who aren't interested in AutoWorld anyway. Very true statement. Let's ask Mark how many AutoWorld cars he's bought in the last year. Mark, how many AutoWorld cars have you bought in the last year? AutoWorld in specific. Chuck B, thanks for joining us, brother. Yeah, there are a few here. To be honest with you, I'm really only interested in the Ram Chargers and maybe one or two other vehicles mixed in here. To me, like I said, it feels like AutoWorld's painting old stuff and seeing what people are interested in before they start cutting down the amount of stuff they produce. Because they're producing a lot of stuff right now that just really doesn't make sense in the market. Fusions and Vipers. No interest in collecting or AutoWorld, right? So I think we're going to find that is a very similar aspect. You know, I definitely dropped my collecting aspect of HO. And I don't collect anything anymore. Unless you call me buying and racing one of everything, collecting it, then I guess I'm still a collector, but I'm racing nothing. I don't own Shelf Queens anymore. I don't think, personally, I guess it's everyone's own opinion, but there's no extra money to be made. Like, people are sitting on cars thinking the price value is going to change. Well, it doesn't. And at the very least, something is only worth what people will pay. Now, in the HO crowds, people will pay just about anything, which I find completely ridiculous. But that's, hey, if you want to spend your money on something that is way overpriced, then I actually have a specific YouTube channel you should go to so you can spend your money like you shouldn't be. I won't name that channel though, but I really think that there are other things. I use. Are you able to utilize Smart Race app to analog mode? What I do is I've been using. I have the Carrera timer, the analog timer, so I just use that. It's just simple, and plus I could use it also on my HO table too, so it has a double effect for me. So I really get good use out of it, and it works good for both HO and large scale. So there you go. It's kind of a dual thing, right? Stock Car League of Champions likes it all, HO style, in the house. Chuck B, brother, good to see you. Been a while. What do we got?
True enough, eh? Kind of
right. Well, this is Mark's made a good comment here. You know, Mark deals mostly in the higher end. He races, he club races and stuff. So if you guys are interested in hopping up your premium cars, HO style, you should definitely check out Mark's Slot Car Garage, where he does this. This is what Mark does. He's really good at it too, by the way. So if you're interested in hopping up your premium cars, your rooster cars, your anything other than AutoWorld, he does a little bit of AFX stuff. The Race Masters, not much, but a little bit. So you might want to check that out if you're looking for a little more pump in your car, a little more gusto in your go, if you will. They are the same old, same old. They're just repaints. Like I said, it feels to me like AutoWorld's throwing them out there and looking to see what people are going to grab on, because it seems there's a lot that needs to be done with AutoWorld if they're going to start or continue on business and making money. So AutoWorld needs to do something with the four-wheel drive effect. Yeah, no kidding, right? The 302 Mustang Boss should not look like it's on a 4x4 chassis, period. So Kenton's got a good point there. No dramas in the house. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you being here. Awesome.
Yeah, and Raul's here too.
What interests you in the new releases, Robert?
Well, I have to admit I like some of them, but I mean, generally speaking, I'd rather, like everyone else, I guess, I'd rather see some new molds. We keep getting deluged with the same old, right? I mean, some of the paint jobs are gorgeous. They're nice. That's a nice Charger there. You don't see that paint job on a Daytona every day.
Right.
Well, another 55 with a pretty nice paint job, I'd buy that too, right? But
right.
It is what it is. It's the same old thing over and over again.
I agree. And then with that 55, now what AutoWorld's doing is they're dropping colored glass in the cars. It's not something they've done a lot of in the past. So I have a feeling that AutoWorld's seen this new design 55 with the slope back, whoever's making that. I'm not going to say the name because I don't advertise. But the 55 slope back all have colored glass in them. And I think that's what AutoWorld is trying to get a piece of right now. They must have realized that that is a good look for the car. And they're actually acting on it, which could be good. In everyone's opinion, why so few 124s car? Well, first, that's a bit of an easy question to answer. The first thing is there are not many 124 tracks out there. Scale Auto has the 124, and Carrera is a 124 track. And 124 is a niche. 124 is a lot like HO, where lots of people prefer to run 124s. So they're not sold like 132. So I have a feeling that this might have one to do with the other kind of thing. They're not mass producing 124s because the crowds of people who are actually using 124 are not as big as 132nd. So I think you'll always see probably like a 4 or 5 to 1 with 132s to 124s. Yeah, old molds of new cars, or well, new molds of old cars. Pardon me. Holy, learn to read, buddy. Yeah, it's what it is, Chuck. Like I said, it feels like AutoWorld's trying to feel out the crowd and which cars they should keep producing and which cars they should give a punt to. And there are a few punting cars in this section, and I'll point a few of them out on my opinion right away. The bus might be kind of cool to have one of. I think that would be kind of cool. Short and stubby cars. Yeah, this literally is what AutoWorld put out to their vendors for up and coming cars. It's me and Robert were already laughing about how some of the wheels look. The drawings of the cars themselves are very simple, and then they went and dumped the weird wheels onto I don't know, but the cars are very simple. That's for sure.
Well, they're not wasting money on their artwork. That's for damn sure.
Well, for sure, right? Like, let's keep it to a bare minimum. Yeah.
I guess.
The problem is they're also the same price as some 130 seconds. Yeah, well, that's just it.
Well,
And that shouldn't be.
I mean, well, the other thing too about the prices, I mean, they seem to be all over the places too with some people, right? Not mentioning any names, but
Right. And I can tell you right now, if you guys are curious to know what a particular slot car should cost, ask AI. Seriously, ask AI. AI will tell you what the median price of a slot car in your particular brand should be. You want to know what the median price of an AFX slot car should be and what you should be paying? It's between $51 and $56. So if you're paying more than that for a slot car of HO size, somebody's got both their hands out. Thanks for joining us, Mark. Take it easy, brother. Pop in Sunday. I'll get you, if you're not busy, I'll get you the amps for that. All right, thanks, brother. Right on. Ed blew off work to come see us. Woo! Thanks for joining us, Ed. Awesome, brother. Glad you can join the party. You see, working sucks, man. You need to come here, hang out with us every day. We'll just have a conversation every day. But today, it's because Ed took the day off. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, brother. I know, I got a little excited. Day off is pretty cool, though. Congrats, brother. Enjoy. Hope you're having a good time. Chuck B is flamed out. Don't blame him. I think at least AFX uses the real flames. The real flame look. And AutoWorld likes the hand-drawn look from the from the 50s. It happens.
Somebody has a bit of a tire fetish, I think. I don't know. Get a little carried away with the tires on a couple of those cars.
Kirby, thanks for joining us. I don't know if I said this already, but thanks for joining us. So many, I mainly race. Yeah, there are some nice HO cars out there, and if you have a small track, you still get some really good enjoyment out of it. It's still fun. There's a pretty good true statement. Certainly. Kenton from Slot Cars and HO Trains. Guys, if you haven't seen him, he holds a live show where he invites people to, I think it's called Pimp My Mic or Pimp My Track. Oh my gosh, I want to get this right. Kenton, please put the name of your show in the comment section so I can... I want to say it right. I don't want to say it wrong or people will be looking for the wrong thing. So Kenton has a show where you can show your HO tracks or I guess even your large scale. All you do is you show up to his live stream on Thursday nights. So that would have been last night. And he puts a link in the description and you show your track. And last night, a fellow showed his slot car train set. Fantastic. It's all lit up and everything. Looked great. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't have a YouTube channel and would like to show off your track and stuff, and hey, let's say it what it is. Everybody wants to show off what they've worked so hard on. Absolutely, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. because that's what we do. We show off what we have, because you know why we show off what we have? Because people like to see what other people get. It's in our human nature, right? Think about it. Yeah, that's exactly how it is. I want to see what this guy just got. That's why unboxings are so popular sometimes, because people are curious to see what's in the box. So, absolutely correct. AutoWorld, a couple months ago, AutoWorld said they put out the new four-gear dragsters. No, they're not new cars. They're old cars. First off, they're old shells. They're not new shells. They're newer paint jobs, but they're cars that were already out. They just packaged them differently. That's all. AutoWorld hasn't put anything new out for 7 months. Believe me, folks, I'm on it. I'm on it. So are AutoWorld and AFX the only players in the HO realm? Well, when it comes to major manufacturers, yes. That's it. AutoWorld and AFX Race Masters. So you can see the position that Race Masters is in right now. And, well, we looked at the cars that AFX should be capitalizing with. And what it was 2 Corvettes and a Donahue 350 in the Donahue. So the blue is the main color of the car, and the stripes would be white. So exactly opposite of this, with racing livery on it. That's the Donahue car. So that is really the only car coming out from AFX that really makes me feel like they've taken the time to capitalize on this. So literally, to answer your question, it is only 2 companies. One of them hasn't been in the game now for 8 months, and one of them's not capitalizing on an open market. That's why I said anybody who's producing one-offs or exclusive HO cars right now, it's a cash grab, because there's no innovation going on, and everybody's just taking money from other people. That's all that's happening. It's not improving the hobby by any means. So yeah, the Ram Chargers to add to the drag collection, absolutely. They're a nice looking car. And you know, I don't just collect a car. I'm certainly not going to go buy the 70 Buick GS Green because I need it for my collection. I'll never drive it, so it's not going in my collection, to be honest with you. Right, this is exactly what I was talking about. Here we go. Hobby lobbies are full of new police cars and Blazers, and you know why? The new police cars look like 4x4s, and the new Blazers are okay, but they're not great. So Raul, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. I was just mentioning to everyone how you have your eBay site up, and if you want to if you're still here and you want to put that in the comments, your eBay your eBay page. There might be some people interested. I know I'm interested in 2 Revo slots you have for sure. The white Mercedes CLK and the yellow Mercedes CLK. I'm interested in both of those cars, so maybe we'll have a talk in a little bit. But thanks for joining us today, brother. I absolutely appreciate it.
Back in a second. Yeah.
Yes. This is Keith. This is exactly what we were talking about too, or we mentioned a little bit earlier in this video that it's like I'm saying right now. Like I was saying before, kids don't buy slot cars in the HO sector. Everything's a little bit too expensive for them. if kids are getting in the slot cars in HO, it's because an adult has literally taken them and put a controller in their hand. Now, when you talk about like Carrera Go or anything else where their marketing is actually pointed towards kids, then when you're going to buy a $16 or $17 slot car, or I guess if you're American, it's probably more like $10. So a Carrera Go car would be like $10, 10, 11, $12, which is what I call birthday money affordable. And why do I say birthday money affordable? Because this is stuff that kids would want to buy with their birthday money. Plain and simple. Now, if you're looking at AFX, or AutoWorld, which have priced kids out of the game, let's face it, no kid gets $50 for his birthday, and if they do, wow, awesome. Cool, you're lucky. I never got $50 for my birthday. But anyways, and this will be definitely the end result. So Bell shall not shelf queen. Absolutely, Kenton. Absolutely, brother. Enough of that shelf queen stuff, man. Forget it. I'm enjoying everything I have, or I'm not buying it. Like I said, I'm not gonna buy the 70 Buick GS because I wouldn't race it, and I don't want it in my collection because it doesn't look good. Yeah, absolutely correct.
So anyway, when you were talking about the price of the cars there, uh, the price of some of these slot cars, like in HO slot cars, you're getting up into the range where you can buy yourself a full function miniature RC car. You know,
Yeah.
so it makes you kind of wonder what kind of value you're getting for your money, right?
Well, that's just it, and we know that there's no way there could be $50 worth of product going into a chassis.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
no,
So
it is ridiculous. The profit margin on the cars is pretty high.
it is pretty high. Some people are trying to put their hands in people's pockets even deeper, and I don't do business with those people. So mentioned the other night, yeah, Raul, if you have that, if you just put it in the comment section. Daytonas will always sell. This is a true statement. Curvy just subbed to Mark. Thanks, brother. That's what we do here. Always on my show. Anybody who's got a channel is more than welcome. Curvy has a channel too, in case anybody's interested in subscribing, helping out. And that would be the same with Slot Car League of Champions. And no drama. So, guys, I thank you very much. If I've forgotten anybody, please step forward. Oh, Conquest Racing Club. Raul has he's got lots of good, great content. Make sure you check that out. And of course, there's Kenton from Slot Cars and HO Trains. And like I've already previously mentioned, he has the Thursday Night Live. And we're about to get to the exact name of that show. But first, I've got a sweet Charger short to release, but the Chevy Biscayne short I released this morning, it is still, yes, definitely. Yes, you definitely should. People love that. What do we got here? Yeah, I think we're getting very close to a point where I think the 55s and the 57s are at the tipping point now, where I think, and if we're going to start bringing in younger people to the hobby, then we need to start catering to younger people. And we're not doing that right now. We are absolutely not doing that. And it's a shame because we have a small window to bring those people in. Because it's a generational thing, HO, and it's going to disappear if not enough people are in the game. maybe not completely disappear, but it certainly won't be mainstream like it was when I first started making videos 2 years ago. Holy cow. AutoWorld was putting out between 10 and 12 slot cars a month, and now there's nothing to review. Here we are reviewing something that is said will be out before the end of the year. That's what AutoWorld says. So, once again, right, all right, AutoWorld must be getting ready to invade Walmarts. And you know, here's what, Chuck, okay? I think you're right. Now, I don't know if I would exactly say Walmart, because Walmart will squeeze the crap out of them financially. So I don't think they're going to be able to squeeze Walmart enough, because Walmart will squeeze a vendor. I don't know if you've ever seen that process that vendors go through in order to get their stuff in the Walmart stores. Holy mackerel, there's a whole video on it. And I'm not exactly sure that AW will be able to get the prices down enough for it to be a Walmart scenario. But I do see slot cars from AutoWorld in a large department store.
It has to happen if the hobby's ever going to survive.
Right. Because it's not going to survive with people having to order their slot cars online all the time. If it's not in your face, why do you think the Love's trucks sold so good? Because you go into the Love's store and you're instantly getting smacked in the face with HO slot cars. Awesome. Great. And how many are left on their shelves? Anybody know? Well, let me help you. So, main problem with this sale, of course, is that we have legitimate brick and mortar stores who are going to as many Loves as they can and buying all the stocks so they can sell them for an inflated price, which I 100% disagree with. You're taking away from the market of an average person who should be able to pay an average price to get a good slot car set. Instead, people are buying 20, 30 sets when they have brick and mortar stores and they're selling them online for twice the cost. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I think it's very squirrely and it's very scrupulous. Once again, I will not name any names, but it's very ridiculous if you ask me. yeah. So Philip's pretty much knocked it out here. Just look at the previous release you own and imagine the new color on it, right? Here you go. Imagine the new color on it. Ram Charger. Oh my gosh. So much fun. So much fun. Okay. So here's a good question. Are they replacing the chassis? Now, from what AutoWorld has said, they're taking time to do retooling. I don't know what that means. That could mean anything. Retooling their inventory, retooling their stock, retooling the chassis. Me and Robert were talking about this the other day, and I really don't think that AutoWorld can afford to retool their extraction chassis. And I think what AutoWorld needs to do is AutoWorld needs to narrow down how many chassis they're selling right now. Let's talk about the chassis. AutoWorld has the T-Jet or the Thunderjet 500, whatever. They have the extraction. They have the I want to say 3 gear. They have the Super 3, and they have the 4 gear. Now, for HO people who are in the comments, if you had to narrow that down to only 3 chassis, which one would you take out? I would take out the 3 gear chassis, or I would take out the extraction chassis, purely because the 4 gear can be made to either of those. The extraction. So you can use a 4 gear if you change the where the front axle goes. There's 3 positions. You can get an extraction chassis out of a 4 gear. Now the 3 gear, there's just been so much problems with it, and it's an inline gear, so it's the one and only inline gear that AutoWorld has, and it's not great. And they screwed it with the pinion already 2 years ago, and I won't have anything to do with that anymore. I bought an awful lot of those cars, and I got stung for the price of all of them when none of them would run properly. So I don't do that. I
If I'm not mistaken, too, they also messed around with the body mounting tabs so that they no longer fit the
correct.
extraction bodies. So
Yeah, and that in itself is a problem because they're putting their effort into the wrong spots, and I don't understand why. But then again, they haven't asked me, and they haven't asked the community. Obviously, they're just doing what they feel is best for the slot car community. I mean, I certainly don't know it all, and like I always say, if you don't know it all, then you need to bring somebody who does, right? So some of these look like, I know, like this one here. This looks like it was drawn by like that's what I said to Robert when he first showed me these, and I was like, these are the real deal. Like, this wasn't somebody sitting in their living room on AutoCAD making slot cars.
So, Dad, that's a wannabe dog. Come on.
Right.
No one a dog. It's got all that skin on it. Come on.
Oh, look at this guy getting ready to spend his day on the pool. Yeah, I've been looking at some of your pictures there, Chuck. Super jealous, brother. Super jealous. Although I do miss in your pictures nice green trees. But I guess it's a trade-off, right? So awesome. There we go. Gosh, I finally got to it. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. So Kenton Show, if you guys are interested in showing off your slot car tracks, I believe it's any size. Make sure you catch Kenton at Slot Cars and HO Trains for Open Mic Tuesday, Pimp Your Layout. That's what it's called. I hate it when people get my shit wrong. Stuff, shit. I said ship, stuff wrong. So, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. And I think on Thursday, it's time to show off maybe my Carrera track. Carrera or HO, which one do you think would be more... actually, I guess I could show them both off. They're in the exact same room right next to each other, so that could definitely possibly happen. But I'll definitely be showing up on Thursday. I think it's time to show the track off. Jack, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. Welcome. Hey, Dan, what do you think of the new IndyCar? I hope it doesn't have the front axle running through the body. So this is the car you're referring to? The axle is still attached to the chassis on this one. On the Super 3, the axle is on the shell. Front axle is actually on the shell. It's not on the chassis of the car itself. So, yeah, see, the Indy cars are out of shape because, like I said, they've made them too long. AFX did an absolutely fantastic job of keeping this car in tolerance for the track and the size. You can get two of these cars on comfortably, no problems. And it's the right length. The problem with the AutoWorld Super 3 is, like I said, they've made that chassis so long that the front wheels aren't actually on the Super 3 chassis. It's on the front of the shell. So it's nothing I've ever been interested in. I'm not interested in the Super 3s personally. They're, like I said, they're chassis that should be part of AutoWorld's inventory and chassis that shouldn't. And I hope AutoWorld's trying to figure that out, because that's another money-killing thing too, where you're producing many chassis for very little product. Yeah, absolutely. They did, Chuck. 100%. AFX missed the boat as AutoWorld jumped ship. And you know what? AutoWorld watched AFX used to watch my show on a regular basis. Obviously, they don't anymore, which is okay. But if they did, they would have known already a long time ago that they needed to be gearing up for AutoWorld's disappearance from the HO slot car world. Yeah. Well, you can't just have one. You can't just have one major slot car producer. And if that's the case, then AFX will just keep painting old shells. Nothing new will ever be produced. And they'll be in no hurry because what's the rush, right? There's no competition. When you're not put up against anybody, then there's no rush. That sucks, Robert, which means I probably won't be buying one.
Yeah.
Right. So AFX and AutoWorld do what are AFX and AutoWorld, I should say, don't do what the large scale manufacturers of large scale cars do, and that's secure logos and registered trademarks and that kind of thing to put on their cars so they look really nice. Right? Large scale looks really nice, right? Right? Then these all cost money. The problem is, at some point in time, HO got big in their head that they didn't need to do liveries like this. The reason why the Peugeot 908 okay, the reason why these are some of the most highly sought after cars in the HO world is obvious. It is extremely obvious, and it should stand out why these are the most popular cars in HO. Because look at the liveries. Peugeot, these are what the actual race cars look like. Okay? They didn't look like a version of this. They were like this exactly. I've looked at the liveries in great detail on both of these cars, and the actual running cars, I mean on the real racetrack, look exactly like this. AutoWorld and AFX has not put out a car like this since this. Except now we have this. Except what we have here is a generic F1 shell, and they bought the livery to one company, Stake. So that's the reason why so far we've only seen 4 of these, because this company's race car only has 4 liveries. So I suspect we'll probably be seeing whites and a couple of made up liveries very soon. At least I would hope very soon, because it's time for AFX to get in the game. So yeah, you see, they can't come out with these because they won't buy. They won't pay for the rights to use the logos or the images or the cars. It's just the way. This is what I mean. HO slot cars is becoming a cash grab, because without buying these kind of liveries, then all they're doing is just painting a shell and pushing it into the market. So this is exactly it, right? Without Like AFX really needs to get their sets back into the market on a regular basis, and not just trickling here and there. Yeah, you're absolutely correct, Chuck, because, well, we have a good idea on what AutoWorld's cars cost, because nobody's going to sell cars for a loss, and Hobby Lobby sells them for $19.99. So that same car that's on the shelf at $19.99, you will find in eBay for 50 something dollars. So it's a pretty big profit, man. Ah, here you go. This is a good analogy, Keith, for sure. AutoWorld's like a plain ham sandwich with different slice of cheese. It's a good way of putting it. And exactly, young guys are not interested in Grandpa's Mustang. It's absolutely the truth. You know, if we're gonna get younger crowd in, we need to start. This will bring the younger crowd in. Cars with real racing liveries will bring the crowd in. Cars that look fast will bring the crowd in. Right? So when you think about it, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we're certainly not hearing about. Gosh, I'd love to be a fly in the room of AutoWorld when they talk to the company that's busy tearing them up right now. Woohoo! Damn. Yeah, my shirts always take off the next day. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Curvy. AutoWorld is definitely, they definitely make money on their diecast. So when they're looking at diecast and slot cars side by side, it's probably like a 20-1, literally. So
the thing is, though, they have licensing for all those diecast cars, so like,
right.
I don't see why it's such a big deal to have to, they have to license them to get in for the slot cars. Or?
Well, I think what's happening is
would,
that is the case. Their division for diecast has contracted to use those logos, but not their slot car division, which is round 2.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because you would think that, oh, well, how come they just can't take the diecast and just literally take all of those decals and put it right on the slot car? Right, why can't they? Well, that's because in the divisions of AutoWorld, they're very, very like...
I suppose.
Yeah, and it's a shame, too, because...
I mean, it's all one company, though. It's all round 2, right?
And it just shows that AutoWorld's not willing to put the money into slot cars. Because obviously, in order to buy logos and stuff, you need to spend money, and they've been spending money for their diecast. So that gets me a little bit nervous too when you think about it.
Well, I guess if that's where the bread and butter is, that's where you're going to spend the money, right?
That's right. That's exactly it. Unfortunately,
So,
the Love Store's only got 6 units. The sets were way in back. I know of a YouTuber that hit every Love Store from Vegas to Ontario, but won't name him.
Okay, you mentioned him a couple times now.
Yeah, I think we've already got that name well covered there, Chuck. If you like to tinker, you might have the right name going on.
Okay, he might still have some of those sets, by the way, if anyone's interested.
Sure, man. If you like to pay top dollar, that's exactly where you go. But we ain't gonna name any names. Hey, good morning, Joe. Are you at work, brother? Awesome. Thanks for joining us. There's Joe from Herrera's Carrera. So you guys haven't subscribed to him, please make sure you do so. Really good channel. Great guy. Awesome content. Those Mustangs look like they're sitting on 24s. Yeah. Yeah, this is to be honest with you, Keith, it's a problem I've always had with AutoWorld. AutoWorld doesn't respond to anything. They're way above taking advice from any regular person or content creator. Like I said, AFX used to watch my stuff in their office all the time, and they decided to put their cars in a different basket and would like. Let's just say they have a non-HO person showing HO stuff on a, and they don't even have a track. So this is how AutoWorld or AFX chooses to get their stuff out there. This is how they do it, I guess. I don't know. Anyways. Chip Foose to do the drawings, right? But how cool would it be if we got Chip to do a car? If Chip did a Mustang? Just saying. No green trees here, Chuck says.
Well.
Danny needs some of my HO scenery. Really? Have you seen my HO track, Keith? Hang on a sec.
Excuse me. So does
there we go. Let's do this one. Now, where is that? I think it's this one. Oh, that's me. Oh, here. I gotta grab something once again, Robert. Take it away.
Yep. Yeah. Now you're good for some dead space now. Well, I don't know. We're not frozen. What do you guys think of all these AutoWorld cars? Are they just like boring or what? It's kind of not exciting. I don't. We haven't had anything all year. But now we got some kind of boring cars, in my opinion. But, you know, don't get me wrong. I think a couple of them are nice, but there's nothing really exceptional going on there, I don't think. Anyone feel that way?
Oh, where are we? Trying to catch up with right, the Super 3 doesn't fit any other bodies. That's, once again, I've always said the Super 3 was completely needless, and this was a waste if you ask me. This is probably where AutoWorld slot car money went, into the making of that failed Super 3. Connect me through a link on Scott's channel. Don't have anything to do with Scott's channel anymore. I don't subscribe to. that kind of monkey business. Yeah, it's right, and that's about as honest as I could be about it. It completely wasn't worth it. Now I will tell you, the shells for the Super 3, the original ones, the ones with the real NASCAR liveries, where AutoWorld actually spent money on nice real liveries of real looking NASCARs. If you take out the junky Super 3 underneath them, you can actually put that on an AFX shell or AFX chassis. There you go. Have fun. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. This is the Super 3, right? Came out in the first season of Super 3s. See that? Okay. And then AFX also put out their version. Here's AFX version. No advertising on the car whatsoever. EcoBoost, it says on the hood, but this is already a Ford car. That's why the EcoBoost is on the hood, because they have the livery to use the Ford. And here's the Super 3 shell. I put the Race Masters chassis under. Looks way better, races better, and labeled tires, of course. So, yeah, the Super 3s are pardon me, the F1s. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, guys, so I just want to show you what's going to be coming up for gotta get this off here though. I cannot get this away. There we go. All right, guys. So coming up before, geez, I'm losing the comments here. They're floating away from me. Before we get too far in, I just want to make sure you guys all know on Monday night, we will be talking about the most exciting AutoWorld release in a long time. Without a doubt, this is most certainly has to be what everyone is going to be waiting for AutoWorld wise. The cars we're looking at today are just the average cars that AutoWorld says they're going to put out before the end of the year. Now I'm told these particular cars will be out before the end of August. All right. So what we have here, man, I've been waiting for these forever. These are the only AutoWorld cars that I'm actually interested in, aside from the Ram Charger out of the selection that we just showed. These three cars, or two cars in a truck, are absolutely what I'm waiting for. This is one heck of a excellent pack, and everybody are going to need one of these. So we're waiting for these to come in. Remember, we'll be reviewing these Monday night on Monday Night Slot Car Live, guys. And we'll also be reviewing the new NASCARs by Carrera, which are coming out probably before you can even blink your eye. It's going to be very soon. Very soon. So, yeah. that's it.
That's it.
That's it for that one. Let me get rid of that. There we go. Now, where are we? Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Right. They literally do. I can imagine what they look like sitting in their office, just all chit chatting together and blah blah blah, not doing a whole heck of a lot of much of anything really. They're missing their opportunity though to take advantage of what's going on right now. That's for sure. I'll tell you that much for sure. Just got a comment from a kid on one of my 66 Mustang shorts. Yeah, well, you know, his parents probably has some hot rods in the garage or something. Diecast is definitely round two's bread and butter. Absolutely no question. Yeah. That's where they choose to spend all their money. Chris is in the house. Thanks for joining us, Chris. Good to see you, brother. Timmy Max in the house. Bunker Hill, Indiana. Thanks for joining us, Timmy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome. I hope everything's good. Every video's still working fine. It's probably I must have switched something. Yeah, and you know, to be true, need better pictures than a simple drawing. You're right. It's kind of embarrassing, like this current picture right now. It's kind of embarrassing that AutoWorld accepts this as a slot car drawing. First off, it's just it's not right. The wheels are literally almost half the size of the car. And that's not even what the car, it's not a good representation of what the car will look like. Plus, you're right, it is very simple. They're just line drawings at this point. There's no, they're not doing any contouring or any type of that sort. But I do think for what they're paying someone to do these drawings, they should have been done better. I agree. Yeah, I agree, Chris. I think larger scales have upped the standard. I do believe you're correct. Just innovation alone takes the cake on that one for sure. Like I said, AFX hasn't innovated anything since 1964 when it first came out. The track first came out. Think about that one.
Excuse me.
I think AutoWorld pulled the pit kits not because of the magnets, but because people are buying them more than the cars.
I don't think I agree with that one. No.
That there may be some truth to that, but I do believe that the swallowing thing is definitely Tide taught.
I think it has something to do with who did the swallowing.
Well, of course, right? And it seems like just a silly thing to me too.
I mean,
the cars were pretty generic, and that's because there wasn't really much exciting licensing, and I do believe that the manufacturers of slot cars weren't overly skilled on the use of logos or how important they were, maybe, because it certainly seems to make a difference on a few different cars. Like, imagine the Ram Chargers without the nice racing liveries on it. It would just literally be a very simple looking car and probably not very desirable. Here's Ed. Do people have good luck with Super 3s? Got one a few years ago and it barely made it around the track. You see, Ed, you got one of the first versions of Super 3s. Yours looked something like this. And the problem with that was a pinion gear. AutoWorld went and put out all those cars and didn't recall any of them. And they knew fair well that the pinion gear was the problem. So I believe people were using lifelike gears, pinion gears. For me, I literally threw the 3 gears away, or the inline away, and like I said, I used all the shells and put them on AFX chassis. They run awesome. They look great. And like I said, this is AFX version of the NASCAR, which has no racing liveries on it. And here's an official NASCAR livery. Nice. So AW needs to step their wheel game up. The generic one is all played out. Yeah. They're certainly not like AFX, where AFX now has like a whole standard of different wheels and mags. Mind you, I do believe they're using them incorrectly on their cars they're putting them on, but there is a few different options there now. AutoWorld are pretty generic with what they're offering. I've been told, Ed, that they are improved. Me and Robert were talking about this the other day. There's really not, they lost me. Essentially, AutoWorld is very, very against warrantying anything. AFX will warranty something on a dime. If AutoWorld, good luck if they even return your call or anything of that sort. I find AutoWorld is very, very not good at returning warranties and that kind of stuff. So, like I said, when I actually bought eight of the Super 3s in the NASCAR liveries, and of course, none of them worked. I had the same problem you did. I had the same problem everybody had with the first round of Super 3s. And AutoWorld, like I said, didn't warranty any of them.
Bad business.
Yeah, that's bad business big time. So I never bought another Super 3, and I didn't even bother reviewing them. I don't own any of them.
Well,
I don't like what they did with the F1, where they put the wheel on the shell and not part of the chassis. I think that's garbage. So now when you take the shell off that car, what you have is a chassis without front wheels on it, which means too long.
AutoWorld Super 3 cars are still suffering from that.
Debauchery.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did, and
they have such a bad reputation. Even if they're 100% fixed now, people don't want to go near them, right?
Right. Yeah, you see, here's Mike. Thanks for joining us, Mike. Yeah, pit kit for $12.99 and another for $8. Can spray paint your own. That's right, absolutely. Yeah. So when I see people selling the pit kits, the deluxe pit kits for more than like $12, $12.99, then it's kind of costly and it throws people off, especially when I know there's a vendor who sells it for almost twice as much. And I know what the actual vendor cost is because they stupidly said the cost of it on the air while everyone was watching, and most people don't pay attention to that stuff. But, well, I have a review show. I absolutely pay attention to that stuff. Yeah, well, it all depends on if AFX are going for $35 once released, why pay $35.99 for an extraction? I guess it all depends on which side of the fence you sit. because there are a lot of people who, personally, I'm a huge fan of AFX, how the cars look, and just the convenience of their chassis for people who want to be in the hobby. Because, like I always say, you could put this car on the track and it'll go 99% of the time you squeeze the trigger. And you can put an AutoWorld car on the track and it'll go 85% of the time you squeeze the trigger. Now, imagine if you're kids or you have kids and you're looking at that 15% of the time the car doesn't go. Do you know how to fix it and make it work? Whereas if you put the AFX car on the track, it's gone. Don't worry about how it works. And anyways, that's just my opinion. I know people have the exact opposite opinion, because I've heard people say they like how the AutoWorld cars look and stuff, and I just don't find they have realism. I think the problem with AutoWorld's absolute realism is they're making the chassis too big, the shell's too big. Chassis are the right size. It's this shell that's completely empty. That's wrong. Look at front, completely empty. Back of the car, completely empty. Sides, huge room. So, yeah. All right. So, yeah. Wow. We finally made it to the end of the comments. Didn't think I was going to catch up there for a moment. Yeah, I don't know where people come up with the need to swallow odd things like, like Tide Pod challenge. Gosh, I'll go live for anybody who wants to eat a Tide Pod. I'm not being responsible for it though, but hey, might make for some interesting stuff. Are you out? Later, skater. All right. Wow. Let's see. You're dead on. Back in the late 70s, everyone jumped on Magna Traction and AFX because it barely came off the track. Thunderjets always did. Yeah. And mostly used for straightaway layouts. Well, see, Thunderjets are something that I've never been into myself. I literally own one. And I own the CUDA. Many people in our HO community own that CUDA. Probably got it for free. And I bought a pit kit. You can see me install it on I believe it was called a Snowy Day for a pit kit build or something like that, where I build the Thunderjet or the T-Jet deluxe pit kit. It's actually a pretty nice build. It's good to know how your slot cars run, so I do suggest that everyone buys at least one pit kit and make it. Now, I would suggest you probably buy an extraction, just because that's probably the more popular of chassis, but you can buy whatever you'd like. But I do suggest that you learn how your car works. It certainly makes a huge difference. Right? Darwin Award, and, well, we may get to this point. Slot car control. Lock the magnets up in the gun cabinet. You can't put ammunition and slot cars in the same cabinet.
Sounds like what we would do here in Canada for sure.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you don't want to put anybody in danger, Robert. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Wow.
Like I'm saying to Chuck there, you can't fix stupid.
No, you definitely cannot. And there we go. All right, so one last look here on Monday night. So, guys, remember Monday night Slot Car Live, 6 p.m. CST, where we'll be looking at we'll be looking at the Brie cars. So if you guys are interested in the Brie cars, having a closer look, finally something interesting from AutoWorld, well, this is probably it. So make sure you join us Monday night, 6 p.m. CST, where I go live with the community and we all chit chat. How did I get rid of this one? Oh, here we go. All right. So, yeah, fix stupid. Very interesting chat on how the industry and consumers are taking the HO world. Going out for lunch. See you guys later. Had you on the back. Oh, yeah. Cool, brother. Thanks. I appreciate it. Hit that like button, everybody. Thanks, Joe. We'll see you later, brother. All right, so we're here. I believe we started off with about a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes before, I don't know what happened there. But I definitely want to thank everybody for joining us today, joining me and Robert today. Like I said, we're going to try and do the fish tank as much as possible, but not all the time. This is something me and Robert have conversations all the time, and every once in a while we'll be like, this is definitely a good conversation for Slot Car Chat. And, well, the first sighting of new cars in 8 months is definitely a reason for a fish tank. So this is and was fish tank number 2. Please always keep watching for fish tank number 3. I wish I could tell you when it is, but need a heck of a lot more interesting stuff to happen in HO before fish tank 3 comes out. And well, that leads me to thanking everyone for joining us today. Before we leave, we'll see what Robert has to say. Any last words or comments?
Mostly mimicking what you've just said. Thanking everyone for having joined us today and put up with our technical difficulties. We really appreciate the input, I guess you'd call it, from the live stream. I mean, that's kind of the whole object of doing this, so that we get to talk to you guys about, find out what's on your mind and what you're thinking about, how you feel about things. To me, that's what it's all about. Anyway, I think it's important to know how everyone feels about things, and
yeah,
when we find a consensus with something, maybe we can actually do something about it in the long run. Who knows?
Well, hopefully, and of course, our wish is always that maybe AFX or AutoWorld pays attention one time, because I mean, the best R&D they could possibly have is watching some of the videos that the guys are making of their products, and I know that doesn't happen. So
true.
And like I said, AFX is not interested in Canada at all, and they're busy doing all their advertising with a large-scale person from another country. So, is what it is. We do what we do, and we keep moving forward. Awesome. So for myself, I just want to thank everyone for joining us today. Like I said, fish tank will only be when something in the HO world is overly worth seeing, I guess. And I would just want to tell everyone to take care. Have a good weekend. We'll see you all Sunday for the family race, and then we'll see you all Monday, where we're going to talk about these absolutely awesome Brie cars. I want to thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Don't forget, get your heart racing.